A warm welcome to another edition of Breeding to Win. Well, this past weekend we saw the curtain come down on the current racing season. And what a season it's been. We've had some thrilling finishes, some spectacular racing, and it sets the standard for what we can look forward to for our next season.
Minding hits the front in the Oaks. Her 1,000 guineas success. Minding outclassed them. Architecture gallant in defeat. He's coming with a challenge and moves through into second. And it's Tarzan who has won the Investec Derby.
A length and a half away. He's 2 lengths in front. Chrome turns to gold. Smart Qual wins the Jambi Mip.
Absolute thriller going to the line. It's Durban July.
Well, as promised to our viewers last week, we've got Lyle Hewitson, our champion jockey of the season, in the studio and on the Breeding to Win show with us this evening. Lyle, welcome back. Lovely to have you back on the Breeding to Win team. And wow, what can we say? Winning the South African Championship as a South African apprentice, full marks to you. What an achievement.
Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And you know, hearing the introduction like that with that sort of title before my name gave me goosebumps. So, yeah, I'm very proud of what I've achieved and very grateful for the opportunities I've been given to achieve this sort of lifelong goal.
Now, obviously, maybe reality hasn't hit you yet, or it hasn't really sunk in, but not too many South African apprentices have won this championship as an apprentice, obviously. One of them being is Mace Roberts. Your name now goes up with his name, and he's like our greatest jockey ever here in South Africa. I mean, how does that feel?
Yes, you know, I think you hit the nail on the head. It hasn't really sunk in yet. It's quite hard to believe, and you know, obviously being an apprentice and having ridden for such a short while, a lot has come very quickly, and I still got to take in everything I've achieved this far. So yeah, this is obviously the ultimate achievement and a highlight of my career, and it will be something I look back on and I'm forever grateful for. But yeah, it's goosebump stuff, and I'm just really happy because it's the sort of thing that will stand me in great stead for the future. And I've always wanted to achieve bigger and better things, especially in my career as a jockey. And I think this was an important highlight to tick off. Now,
I know Teletrack interviewed you a couple of months ago when you equaled and actually went one better on Gavin Lorena's record as an apprentice, and of course Mace Roberts at that time. And they had a beautiful interview with the three of you. When did you realize, at what stage of the season did you think, you know what, I've actually got the running over here to actually win this championship?
You know, it's very unfortunate, but you know, after Mr. Delpesh had his nasty fall, it was kind of, it fell into my lap and something that I had to take up. And like I said, it's very unfortunate for him, but I think it was really nice that he was somebody who taught me a lot, and I grew up with his son and Mr. Delpesh himself, and you know, I learned from him. So the fact that I could pick up from where he left off and take the bull by the horns, you know, it was at that stage where I thought, well, from here I can really, it's my race to lose. And you know, my whole season improved there on out. I rode on average 24 winners a month from there. And it really just showed that if I really put my mind to it, I could achieve these sort of heights. And it made me realize that the harder I work, you know, it's all going to come to me. And from that moment on, I traveled a lot more. I put in the hours, and yeah, it's paying off. So yeah, I think that was the turning point of my season, and I'm just happy that I could build on it.
What was the highlight of your season?
Obviously, you know, there's been a lot of big points. Obviously, reaching that 285 mark, that was something absolutely fantastic. But from day one, any jockey's goal, you set out to win the Group 1s. And, you know, Undercover Agent, it was a last-minute sort of pickup ride. And he's a special horse. And obviously, being my first Group 1, that really goes up there as the biggest moment of the season. But, you know, for me, something that was so exciting and made my heart really happy was winning on Redberry Lane. I think just the fact that it looked like a race where we were all running for second. It was for Mr. Terry, who's been ever so supportive and influential in my career. And yeah, just in my hometown, being in Durban, where I grew up most of my life. So that was a really big moment. It gave me goosebumps. It was absolutely fantastic, and I'd say I put that up there as the biggest moment this season.
Just tell us about your injury now.
Yes, obviously, you know, the last month especially, I've been thinking, Lau, you've got to be fit and healthy to the rest of the season. No suspensions, no falls. Come on, you can do it. Finish on a high, and then we can go get the plate taken out my shoulder. And unfortunately, you know, we can't expect these sort of things. But it was an unfortunate incident, and it's ruled me out for a little while. We're not exactly sure how long yet, but I will be taking up all the treatment, be given it the amount of time it needs to heal, and I'm sure I'll be back fit and strong and riding many winners.
Phumelela are now supporting the Jockeys International in Singapore, and you heading up the team that will be representing South Africa, and that of course is in September. So we are holding thumbs that you make it there, Lal, because I know you'll do us proud.
Thank you. Yeah, I read about that yesterday. Also only just found out about it. Absolutely fantastic. That is a huge opportunity and something I would hate to turn up. So, like I said, I've got to be 100%. You know, you not just even for everyday racing, you got to be 100%. But you want to show yourself on the world stage, and I'll make sure that if I am riding there, I'm at my best, and I'll be taking every measure possible to recover and come back fit and strong.
Last question before we say our goodbyes. What is the next goal for Lal Huartson?
Yes, like you say, I've achieved a lot of the goals that I've set out or not set out to achieve. Sometimes you don't expect to achieve them so quickly, or never even something that popped up in your mind, and that's been the story of my career thus far. But you know, obviously I'll be taking everything in my stride, but I do want to end up overseas, Hong Kong in particular. I just think the racing is fantastic. I followed it closely. And yeah, I would like not just to ride there, I'd like to be successful over there. And who knows, maybe picking up a title there is not out of the pipeline.
Well, with your ambition and of course the support that you've got behind you, we wish you all the very best. It's not out of your reach. So we will be supporting you from South Africa. But nevertheless, we wish you a quick recovery with your injury, and we hope to see you back in the saddle now. So all the best to you, and especially for the new season.
Thank you very much. I must just say to everybody, family, friends, to the public, they've been fantastic throughout the season, my whole career, now with the injury, and I'm just grateful for everyone's input, and yeah, for being here tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again for joining us on the Breeding to Win show.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Lal.
Beach Beauty Champions Cup. Now Futura starts to warm up, and Futura's coming on starting now. Futura will win the Beach Beauty Champions Cup.
Futura gets driven into the lead. Futura with 100 metres left to go. Futura beats Louis the King. 300 metres left to go. Futura is coming out full of running between runners. It's Futura. Futura wins the Germany bet.
Ice Machine gets the wake-up call. Futura's on the inside. Ice Machine and Futura. Futura digs in.
A man we don't often see in front of the camera, and he tends to take a bit of an easy way out a lot of the times with interviews, is Robert Moore. And it's great to have the South African Academy Master back in South Africa after a stint in Korea. Rob, lovely to have you back in South Africa. I know you've been here a while, but welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
And welcome to the Breeding to Win show.
Oh, it's great to be on.
Now tell us, you were in Korea for about 6 years?
Yeah, I was there for 6 years. They asked me for about 2 years to come over, and I kept saying no. I was enjoying myself here. Then I decided to go over and experience the whole thing. And I'm glad I did it because, you know, we learned quite a lot over there. They have a different system of running the academy. You actually got to do equestrian as well as race riding. And the only problem with the Korean racing was they're a little bit slow and the culture gets in the way of getting better.
The apprentices that are now starting to come through under your guidance obviously are taking and making a stand for themselves. So full marks to you, and lovely to have you back in the country and once again taking the reins.
Well, thank you. You know, we're trying to introduce a few more things into the system. I have taken over as National Riding Master of South Africa. So I'm trying to keep track of Durban as well as Johannesburg, Cape Town and Port Elizabeth. So it's quite a lot of work, and we're trying to introduce new things into the system.
How would you say the racing is compared to South African racing?
Well, they import a lot of their horses from America and Australia, so they have got quality horses. But their training is completely different to ours. It's more endurance work than it is a bit of speed and that put into horses. And with the jockeys, we did pretty successful there training them. A couple of them rode winners in America. Some of them we sent over to Australia. They rode winners in Australia as well.
You're introducing some new things into the system. Can we touch on those, or are you keeping it a secret?
No, we've introduced a sports analyzing program.
Okay.
And it's working pretty well. You know, we can analyze anything now. We can take a video, have a look at it, see what we're doing, measure where their foot should be, where it shouldn't be. And also we can now take a professional jockey. He could be galloping along, and we can then put an apprentice next to him and compare how they're riding.
It's unbelievable with technology. So you can almost try and create the perfect jockey.
Well, we're trying to.
Well, that's fantastic. I just want to touch on your background in racing because it's pretty much like mine, where it flows in your blood. Obviously, your dad being a jockey and then a trainer, and it almost now runs through the family.
Yeah, that's correct. My dad was a jockey for a very long time in Johannesburg and Zimbabwe. And now my son joined him as a trainer, and they're training together. So it all runs in the family.
Well, you've done a sterling job with the apprentices, and I think the fact that Lyle Hurtson has come through and won the South African Championship as an apprentice is credit to you and your skills with these apprentices. So on behalf of the Breeding to Win team, we wish you all the very best, and like I said, lovely to have you back in South Africa.
Thank you very much for having me, and thanks to you as well.
Thank you, Rob. Well, Amantea Stud had a glorious season as well, and of course Oratorio came back with a bang when winning the Soga Sun down in KwaZulu-Natal for their season. It was of course his first Grade 1 South African success. Well, the Breeding to Win team took time out to chat to Pippa at Aventure.
It's an absolutely glorious day here at Aventure Stud, and of course we haven't been here for a while, but the Breeding to Win show is back in full swing, and I'm looking forward to chatting to Pippa Mickleborough this morning about her phenomenal season, not only with her stallions Oratorio and Var, but of course her jockeys who have done really well this season. And the mares are with us in the paddock now. They're due to foal down anytime soon, so there's really exciting times ahead here at Aventure. Well, it's lovely to be back here at Aventure and chatting to Pippa this morning. Pippa, let's start off. It's coming to the close of the season, and what a phenomenal season you've had, both with your stallions and jockeys.
It seems long, but I'm glad it's coming to an end and we start all fresh on the 1st of August, but it's been a great year, yeah.
And both stallions now are standing with 8 Grade 1s under their belts.
Sure.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yes, and I never thought I'd be sitting with two horses that, fighting out the 2-year-old size list. Let's see how they go. Captain Al's chasing us hard now, but hopefully Var will retain his title and Oratorio hopefully will finish second, which is wonderful.
It's absolutely amazing, especially after you had that little blip with Oratorio earlier in the season with his illness, and now he's done so well.
I think he just needed he's had his Group 1 win in South Africa now, which is what he needed. They seem to be training on. And the vibe is back, It's hard to come back after an issue like that, but we'll see how the support is this year. We kept his fee the same. Let's hope we can get that support.
Well, it's absolutely fantastic, and your jockeys, you must be so proud, because what an achievement for Lyle Hewitson. He's clear in the Jockeys Championship as an apprentice, and of course Callum's going to Hong Kong, and MJ's booting home the winners as well, so it's just been an amazing season.
Yeah, listen, I'm very proud of them. I feel like their mother, the 2 young boys. Wish Callan the best of luck in Hong Kong. We'll miss him terribly, but I'm sure he'll do very well there. He's maturer now and older. I think he'll be able to handle the pressure there. And obviously Lyle, there's no words to describe what a great asset he is for the farm. And we'll try and keep him as long as we can, but I would assume once he qualifies, the world's his oyster. And MJ, he's a soldier. He knows how it all works, and he's a loyal supporter. Yeah.
It's been wonderful, and we're standing here in a paddock of mares that are looking absolutely fantastic. Some of them will be popping quite shortly. That's all about to begin. It's all around the corner for you now.
Yes, first mare due is actually our great race mare Valderrad Falter Trippy. She's due on the 1st of August. She's had a break, so let's hope that she gives us a lovely baby, and we've got another 35 to go. And exciting times. It's stressful, but it's exciting. Let's just say once you get going, it's fun. But just apprehension until the first one comes.
Yeah, very tiring, but it's always lovely to see foals on the ground, and of course the people coming to the restaurant, they will love it.
Yeah, they do. And the farm, the drought was the drought, but the farm seemed to be rallied through it. As you can see, the pastures are in magnificent condition. The horses look great, and yes, all good going forward to a great summer. The horses are definitely a draw card to the clientele that come to visit that restaurant, and the closer we get them, when they go, they get upset when we're resting the paddocks. But as soon as the first babies come, we'll have our farm walk. We do 2 farm walks a year to see the foals, and it's always sold out, and that's in August normally. That's very successful as well.
Yes, I remember you telling us about that last time, and I've seen pictures of it on your wonderful website that's always kept nicely up to date. The paddocks and everything are looking so lush and lovely, and I must say I've been following the photographs of the farm. The beautiful sunsets you've had here, particularly over the last few days with the heat, and the beautiful winter shots have been amazing.
I think the website and Facebook and Instagram is vital. I'm old now, but the younger people on this farm keep it going. Philip is quite good at taking photos, and Zunia in the restaurant, one of the chefs, she's fantastic at updating and doing photos all the time. And I just think it keeps everybody, it's young and fresh and exciting. Come visit the farm. It changes every day. sunset, sunrise, the rain, you know, we love it all, so super.
Great wine tasting opportunities and always a lovely menu. The food is fantastic.
Yeah, and the wine, you know, Jan, our winemaker's come good. His wines have definitely, we've upped our standards of the wines. We noticed we needed to do that. He's had some good guidance and he's definitely uplifted the quality. Sales are good. We need to do a bit better on export. But it's positive. Everywhere it's positive at the moment. And we're going to stay positive. You know, we've had a rough year with the realignment in the industry, sales and owners and associations. But let's just hope we all stay positive and look forward to a good year.
Yeah, well, Pippa, you have had a phenomenal season and best of luck with the breeding season because that's a long one for you, but it's going to be exciting. Thank you very much for having us here again this morning and chatting to us.
Thanks, Fee.
Central Route Trading brought us the mixed sale which took place at Durbanville last week. The Breeding to Win team were out at the sale and bringing us some highlights.
We're here at Durbanville Racecourse for the second of the Central Route Trading sales here in Cape Town. It's a mixed sale. We've got horses in training, weanlings and mares, and there looks to be a superb turnout. I'm looking forward to chatting to some of the top buyers later on.
All done and going for 425,000.
Main Chance Farms buys Dynasty's Blossom. Of course, she was second in last week's Winter Oaks at Kenilworth. What a fantastic purchase. And with me is racing manager Glenn Hatt. Glenn, it's lovely to be taking her home again.
Yeah, look, it was quite a stressful, sale this, not sure what's going to happen. And of course, you don't want to lose a filly like her. She's certainly doing us proud, and I think she's only really coming into her own now.
But it's been a super sale with lots of opportunities for everyone.
Yes, it has. Certainly, it's funny in these times now, which is extremely tough. There's still money for these horses that are out there. But there was some very good quality on this sale today, and I think the prices showed that.
The Central Route Trading has been very kind to Fortune Racing, and with me now is Andrew Fortune. Firstly, Andrew, well done to you and Ash. You're having a super run and a wonderful treble the other day.
Yeah, thank you very much, Fee. Things are going well. We bought from the last sale and they've done very well, and I've come back to buy another 4, so we're quite excited.
That's great, and you had lots of success from the last sale, which is brilliant.
Well, I'm one of those believers that the Cape horses are just much better than the Johannesburg horses. Some people don't. I'm a great believer in it, and the result shows for it,
They obviously like the change of scenery.
I think they're just better quality horses, I must confess. That's why I'm a Cape Town boy. I live in Joburg, but I just think Cape horses are much better.
It was a super sale. There were some great opportunities today.
Yeah, I got some nice ones. I got 1 or 2 maidens, and I've got some nice buyers. I'm quite excited.
And at 1,700,000, I'm going to sell it side. Here we go. The hammer comes in, going once, twice, third and last time, and selling for 1.7 million. 1.7 million. Congratulations, so well done for 1.7 million.
Snaith Racing topped the boards at the CRT sale today, and very well done to Jonathan Snaith, who's with me now. You got yourself a beautiful Camelot Colt and an Australia filly.
Yes, Fee, we arrived at the sale not expecting much, and we had a look at the entire draft early in the day, and we came across the Camelot and we thought he was a magnificent colt, and we had a good look at his pedigree. He sailed through the vetting. And he actually, even though, before he came in the ring, he caught our out again out back. And, we're just very lucky. It was very close and it was quite intense bidding. So I think it was a kind of our last bid, but we were very fortunate and very lucky to get him.
The sales proved a great platform for horses in training. And of course, there was wheelings today and mares. But I mean, you've got 2 horses ready to get on with.
Yes, there's been a lot of negative sort of publicity going on racing at the moment in terms of the operators, and it seemed all doom and gloom at one stage. But if you come to these sales, it's all positive, and there's a lot of money going around, and especially for the top-end horses, there's always a market. BSA had a similar sale in Durban a month back, and all these sales have been particularly strong. So for me, the future looks good and bright.
With me is bloodstock agent Jahan Malherbe. He managed to purchase a very nice Exceed and Excel filly today on the sale. Today's sale was a great opportunity. Horses in training looked fantastic. People can take away a horse ready to run, and of course you had the weanlings and the mares.
A lot of quality on offer too. Some very well-bred weanlings. I think the Pinnacles were very active. They're going to get a quick return on their money. In 6 months' time, they can be selling with the yearling sales. Some nice horses in training, and some very nice brood mares. So all in all, there was some value to be had.
Ken Troot is taking home a lovely Captain colt from today's sale. Very well done, Ken. It's lovely to have a Captain I mean, they're really, really like gold dust.
They are, and I think this must be his last crop, if I'm not mistaken. So as I said to someone, it's hard enough buying a yearling, and here I am buying weanlings, but I'm happy to take my chances, and I think it's been a wonderful sale, Fee. I really do. In some ways, I think we need more of these sales during the year. It gives people an opportunity to move stock, gives buyers an opportunity, and it stimulates the industry, in my opinion.
Well, I was lucky enough to chat to Jack Charles from Central Route Trading last week before we had the sale, and now having successfully completed the sale, it's lovely to speak to Jacques again. What a great sale it was. It was a super turnout.
Awesome, Fee. I think everybody was here, all the role players were here, and there was a nice vibe, and still is. The guys are still standing at the bar and having a few drinks, and we are very happy with the turnout, yeah.
Well, a couple of top prices in the horses and training section, 1.7 and 1.8, so that's remarkable.
And very impressive. There was a few ones that we thought would do well, and they did do well, and there was a few lots that obviously for the smaller amount buyers that was there, so we were very happy with that. On the mare side, maybe it was it was definitely for the buyers. I think people got fantastic deals on some of those mares in foal.
But it was a super opportunity for the buyers. They've got the horses in training, the weanlings, the mares, and some of those weanlings had some good pedigrees.
Yes, and went for nice prices. I think if you're speculating, it's an awesome opportunity. And to get something like a Captain L early, because there's not a lot of them around. And across the board, there was really something for everyone, so fantastic.
Well, compliments to Central Route Trading, because this is now the second sale in Cape Town, and you could see the difference in the supporters of the sale. It's just going from strength to strength.
Yes, we're learning. It never goes without hiccups. It was early morning was a bit frantic, but then everything settled down and everybody just relaxed, and it was great. Yeah.
Well, job done, and a great job done. You can go and have a drink and relax for the afternoon.
Awesome, thank you, Fee.
Thank you, Jacques.
We told our viewers about a farm here in Gauteng called Heversham Park. We once again invite Fred Bronze onto the show to find out how Heversham is doing. And Fred, lovely to have you back on the Breeding to Win show.
Brilliant, Julie. It's really lovely to be back and sort of talk about our progress. We've definitely have a goal, and our goal is pretty solid, and we're moving forward. From the time that we were here, we added at least another 20 to 30 mares to our pool of mares. We got the 3 stallions on the farm at the moment. We've built a stallion barn, which really looks great. A parade ring, which we will hopefully use very soon with our Stallion Day. The entertainment area has been completed. The restrooms and the bar for that has been completed. We've put up new fencing for our own horses, for the stallions, for the horses that are visiting us later in this year. So we've really been making good progress, and Nigel has been putting a lot of exercise into this farm to make it a true and real top-class stud farm.
Well, I'm glad you brought up progress, because last time we just chatted to you. This time round, you've brought a much prettier face into the studio, and that's really livened up tonight's show, and that is Katerina Cavalaris. Lovely to have you here. And now you're the General Manager of Heversham.
I am. Thank you for having me here. It's very lovely to be here.
Well, lovely to have you on the show. And just tell us a little bit about your role.
Well, I'm General Manager, and I also organise the marketing of the farm of Heversham.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And you've been with the farm for how long?
For 4.5 years.
Is that how long the farm's been going?
Of course, we're going for longer than that. But you know, like everything else in the world, it takes a little bit of time to get a push and a shove to get it to go forward. But the last 3 years, we've put a tremendous lot of energy in rebuilding with a real focus of building a breeding concept here in Gauteng, which we lost for so many years.
Before we touch on the stallions, because obviously you've mentioned the Stallion Day that you will be holding at the farm coming up shortly, I want to talk about your mares, because I know, Fred, when we first chatted, you said you were specific about certain mares that you would buy to accommodate stallions. Have you still got that thought process?
Yes. We've got the TBAS system that I've developed as such for the right matings and what have you. So we're actually a little bit lucky. When we go to a sale, it sometimes might look like we're buying cheaper mares or some of the cheaper mares as such, because we don't buy necessarily the best, but rather the right of what's going to happen. So we breed right to right, and that's the intention that we got. Not that we see ourselves being any slob in this area, because we've paid up to 180,000 for mares on the farm. So we've got classy mares, and there's no doubt, Group 1 winners, and we're really putting a classy string together.
Okay, well, let's get on to Stallion Day, which is coming up on the 5th of August, Fred. And what stallions do you have on offer?
We've got 3 standing on the farm at the moment. We've got Great Britain.
Who's doing very well at the moment.
Extremely well. We're very excited having on the farm, and we're very happy with him. And he's looking very, very nice for the season coming. Then we've got Mufid, who started his season last year, and we got him a nice string of mares again this year. And then we've got our exciting Wings of Desire, which is the new pivotal, or the only pivotal we got in the country at the moment. And yeah, we're really excited and we specifically, like I said, went out to buy mares for him. But we hope, obviously, we'll be supplemented by quite a few additional mares from the industry as such.
Okay, and now, of course, Stallion Day is not just about showcasing the stallions, although that is the most important part, is to see these tremendous, beautiful specimens in action. But it's also about the fun of it.
Absolutely.
And almost like a family day.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I've been trying to aim for, is the family. Because, Julie, to tell you the truth, you go to the races, and I mean, we do have a lot of race horses, and we don't have that urge to want to watch them race. Not only because, okay, we're very busy, but we have families, and we want not only to visit, watch our horses, but why not take our families there and have the facilities available for the families there? So that's why I thought, well, for the Stallion Day, we'd entertain for the families. Everyone is welcome. You have jumping cars for the kids, a lot of food. I'm Greek, I cater a lot.
Are you doing the cooking, Catherine?
I will be doing the cooking. So,
well, guys, we wish you all the very best. I know the details will be on screen for anybody that would like to attend the day, and hopefully you'll get some outsiders.
Anybody that loves horses must be there. Everybody that wants to breed must be there. We need more owners. We need people to have their horses closer to home so they can go to the farm and go and look at them, not have them only in the Cape and Natal. So we want to give it all to the people.
Well, lovely. Once again, lovely to have you back on the Breeding to Win show, Fred. I know we'll be chatting again soon, no doubt.
Watch the space.
And Katerina, lovely to have you for the first time. And yes, don't be a stranger. Please come and visit the Breeding to Win team again.
I will do. Thank you so much,
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Well, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Breeding to Win. Don't forget to join us next week for more Breeding to Win action. From myself, Julie Alexander, and the rest of the Breeding to Win team, good night.